The most important features for me when implanting a CRT-D or an ICD are battery longevity, the size and the shape of the device, and the features on the device and how programmable it is afterwards. My first experience with the Rivacor device straight out of the box was how the shape had changed from previously. So the older BIOTRONIK device was a little bulky. This is definitely not bulky. It is a lot smoother. There used to be a step between the header and the can on the old BIOTRONIK device. It's not there anymore. So it's more svelte, for want of a better term, and it fits very nicely into the pocket when you're using it. So compared to other devices, the Rivacor shape is smoother. It's a little bit smaller actually, and the ease with which it fits into the pocket and the ease with which you can manipulate it when it's in the pocket and how the device looks afterwards, it's certainly an improvement on the previous BIOTRONIK device and an improvement on some of the others on the market. Battery longevity is important because if a device doesn't last, then that means in time you're going to have more procedures. More procedures means greater risk to the patient, it means greater cost to the healthcare system. So a device that lasts as long as possible is one of the most important things. Tailored therapy is so important for CRT because we are all individuals. The indication for implant will be different from person to person, and how that cardiomyopathy behaves over a lifetime will be different. The best way to achieve it is to implant a device at the beginning that's got the greatest range of options so that you can have those tools moving forward. Deciding which pacing solution is right for which patient very much comes down to that individual patient. You start in the cath lab with the patient's anatomy. What lead are you able to get in? Where is their phrenic nerve? Are you able to successfully pace without phrenic nerve stimulation? The beauty of the new vectors available from BIOTRONIK is that as long as you can get the lead in, you have extra vectors that you're able to use to give you options to minimize phrenic nerve stimulation and to pace with the lowest possible pacing threshold. One of the advantages of the new Rivacor device is that you have 20 vectors available to use. There's a little algorithm called LV Vector Op that allows you to check all of those 20 vectors within 3 minutes. This can be done during the case, wirelessly, so you can be getting on with other parts of the case. It can also be done during follow-up, speeding things up in the clinic. CRT Auto Adapt is a new algorithm for BIOTRONIK that on a minute-by-minute basis will work out which is the best way to provide optimal CRT for that individual. The benefit of it is that it happens minute by minute, which means that when the patient leaves the clinic, if any clinical conditions might change, the algorithm can change the device with it, and it's all followed up on home monitoring. So it means that you as the physician will be able to see what's going on and know how well the device is performing for that individual patient. Monitoring your patients as efficiently as possible depends a little bit on the healthcare system that you're working in and what resources that you have available. Here in the United Kingdom, the monitoring of patients is done by cardiac physiologists, a specialist team of professionals who look after that aspect. Traditionally, that has meant dragging the patient back on a regular basis to the clinic to see how they're getting on. The advantage of home monitoring now is that that doesn't have to happen so often. We still like to see the patients every now and again, but the majority of this can be done from the patient's home, so it's much more convenient for the patient and it's convenient for the service too. One of the advantages of the BIOTRONIK system is that you get daily information as to how the patient's performing, and that gives you that bit more data and that bit more confidence to make any changes that you need to make. Data from the InTime study and the ECOS sub-study show that with CRT devices you can reduce hospitalizations, you can reduce all-cause mortality, and data such as this has meant that we are pushing to home monitor as many possible patients as we can. The principal benefit of a system with fewer leads is that there's less hardware involved. Less hardware means less opportunity for things to go wrong, and by that I mean complications related to either the procedure or the hardware moving forward in the future. One of the beauties of the DX device is that although the device is single chamber, you get excellent diagnostics from the atrium, which will hopefully reduce inappropriate shock therapy.